What's poppin', people? It's your boy Loco Lou with Joey and Keith, back for some more Cigars and Ash. Cigars and Ash. Yes. How you guys doing this week, man? It's been a week.
It's been a week. Oh, man.
It's some kind of week. There's some kind of week here.
Oh, in the name of one of the movies that I've seen, in the name of one of the movies that I've seen a long time ago when I was young, called Splash. What a week I'm having.
What a week I'm having. Man.
Yeah.
You said
Splash, bro.
Holy shit, man.
I took that back. I'm about to get that movie for my daughter because she has a whole mermaid fix right now.
Oh, well, I don't. It would be appropriate for a 6-year-old.
Well, I don't know.
If you get the one that showed up on mainstream television, like Fox 5 or Channel 11, the modified for TV, right. Because I don't think she had a nudie part.
No, it's PG.
It's PG, but it was also the 80s.
Yeah, 80s and 80s PG.
80s PG.
80s PG is R rating today.
Right. There's some inappropriateness.
Tom Hanks and John Candy, Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy, that's right.
What a week I'm having.
Yeah. Oh, that was great, man.
Yeah, bro.
Thanks for the throwback nugget. I'm going to have to watch that this week.
We need to do that. I think we need to have a watch-along podcast and watch Spaceballs.
Oh, well, we could do that once we know when part 2's coming out.
Right, yeah. We'll do a recap.
Have a little recap going.
Yeah.
Search for more money.
The search for more money.
Oh, my God, dude. So that's why watch Splash. Watch Mannequin as well.
Oh.
Yeah. Popeye.
Oh, you go
Robin
Popeye.
Williams.
Yeah,
Popeye, of course.
Yeah.
We do Popeye.
So you Splash, Mannequin,
Jaws.
Popeye.
Mannequins when Kid Control was ridiculously hot.
Oh, dude, we should go in on like 80s horror on Halloween.
Oh. I do that anyway.
Well, if you want to.
Once October first comes around,
I'm talking about here.
I'm just saying I do that anyway. Once October runs around, I watch all the Friday the 13th. I end up watching all the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I watched the Chucky series, and now I have more to watch than just the first 3.
I do have to get into the Chucky series. I haven't sat down to even watch any of it.
Same. What is it on Prime?
The series? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I
think so. It's on Prime. I believe so.
So, I mean, with the whole throwback and everything, we have a lot of things that we can go back to. We also have some new things that are coming out. Not us, but the cinematic universes of Marvel and DC. I know we talked about Marvel last episode.
Yeah.
There were some predictions in there. I hope people, maybe either did their homework or have some other theories, which would be great. We'll see what happens. We've got a couple of years before the new phase of Marvel comes out. But let's not forget about my tried and true, at least as a publisher, not necessarily the cinema content, because it's been hit or miss. I'm not gonna knock it, but DC Comics, DCEU, Entertainment Universe is what they call their studios. So we've got some things coming up, things to look forward to.
They've been fairly slow when it comes to their content. They're all over the place because they were trying to do something different from Marvel, but Marvel, their structure was on point. So since they didn't have that structure, they couldn't grab hold what they thought would be good. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Batman versus Superman.
Okay.
I love Justice League. I even love
Snyder Cut.
Snyder Cut. Yeah, of course. 4 hours. I'll sit through that 4-hour movie.
It's Schneider. It is Snyder.
Snyder.
Schneider. Schneider's the
Don't listen to us. We're getting tobacco.
Wrong person.
Listen to us, but don't pay attention to us.
Yeah.
Just have us running in the background for fun.
Like, comment, and share. Listen to us. Don't pay attention. We're just.
Don't pay attention to that right now, because what I'm stating is basically, they've been all over the place, right? They couldn't get their stuff together. They had an opportunity to sell, Batfleck, but right now we got Sparkles Batman. We got Sparkles Batman.
Sparkling Batman.
Yes,
Sparkly bats.
yes, sparkly bats. You know what I mean? He stands in the sun, and the next thing you know,
Well,
we're-
that's why he's the Dark Knight. No more sun.
No
He
more
won't
sun.
Sparkle.
No more sparkle.
no more sparkle. But but I actually enjoyed the film. The film was nice. You had basically a detective Batman, which was more in line to the comics.
Yeah.
A lot of people enjoyed it.
They consider like Batman Year One, like
Yeah.
it was if you want to, I think if you want to compare it to something, it's like Christian Bale's Batman Begins, not directly compared, but where he's getting his tech together. Maybe it's a year after he got all his tech together. The Pattinson Batman. He had a suit. He had his ride. He had a couple of little gadgets. But I think it's just one of those things. I consider Batman a street level hero, which is part of whether it's DC or Marvel. I like street level heroes because it's basically someone with ambition, passion,
His
vengeance.
superpower is money.
Yeah. I mean, my superpower would be money, and I would pay someone to be my vengeance. Because I'm not going out there and getting my face pushed in.
Word. Nah, but
That's a real superpower right there with the money.
Yeah,
Be able to buy everything. Just a bio win.
Like Kick-Ass, he just hires whoever.
ass kick.
Ass kick.
No,
No.
it was
It was motherfucker.
Yeah,
Motherfucker.
motherfucker. Right, exactly. I didn't want to say it, but otherwise, we all know it was formerly known as Red Mist.
Red Mist, yes.
Yes. But yeah, DC. Listen, we got there's the animated series has gone down in history. I'm talking about the original Batman animated series, my tried and true favorite. But there's been a lot of spin-offs, a lot of DC animated movies, and the new slate of DC projects that are coming out or that are out already. I think it's definitely worth a watch. I know one of us started watching The Cape Crusader, which is
Joey.
Yeah, I started watching it last night. I mean, it reminds me of the animated series, like the
Right.
background with the buildings, the way they look and everything.
And I think it was also produced by Bruce Timm. Also,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It is. So, it so far so good. I mean, each episode seems to be self-contained, but
Okay.
also be part of a larger story. That kind of deal.
So it's self-contained with the connecting tissue of something else.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not bad. I mean, I sat down and I watched like 6 episodes yesterday.
Mm.
I mean, it's not long. There's no commercials, so you get a good like 20 minutes. And it's not bad. I mean, you have villains like the Penguin, and then it's a female. She has 2 sons, or had. I'm not gonna go past that.
Listen.
Spoiler.
It's grittier.
Yeah.
It's a gritty Batman?
It's gritty, dude. There was one point where he just ran over 2 dudes with his car, just like
Spoilers.
spoilers. Okay,
Like
Like
vehicular manslaughter.
I
Yeah,
haven't
just
seen
like-
it yet. I'm already getting spoiled. Like Jesus.
I mean, you got Penguin as villain.
I knew Penguin was what was it? The woke part of the series.
Not part. It's a different universe, man.
Yeah,
you have Firefly.
that's what people were saying, and I'm saying in air quotes because
If you
everybody wants to
I'm
use
looking
that
at
word
the
for
cast,
something.
The voice cast.
you had Firefly as the villain
Yeah.
show up already.
Okay. There's Clayface. There's Catwoman.
Clayface showed up.
Ooh.
It's different, a different type of Clayface. It's not obviously it's not the animated series Clayface, where it's like a big bulky guy.
and Minnie
Does he
Driver
operate
was,
more like the chameleon for
Yeah, Minnie
Spider-Man?
Driver is Penguin, right?
the Penguiness.
Yeah, a Penguin is. whatever.
Oh,
But
whatever it was.
Clayface looks more like a Phantom of the Opera kind of dude.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
was saying
So-
because he was an actor,
Yeah, I mean, you don't have the mask; he has like a scarf. But yeah, something like that.
and his thing is like chameleon from Spider-Man, where he's just taking the identity of somebody for the moment, either just to get by or whatever.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Or like Darkman. is what he was doing.
Yeah,
He was
okay.
basically Dark Man.
Yeah.
Damn,
He-
we
he
going
actually-
into the deep cuts of.
He actually looked like
shit.
Dark
Dark
Man.
Man.
The hat, the scarf, Dark Man, dude. He
Nice.
looked good. I just thought of that. Good.
Yeah, if it wasn't.
Good helping me out there. Yeah. Like,
If it isn't that, it's the spirit.
yeah. The spirit. Oh, the spirit. Oh, they also had Kevin Smith's character. What's his name again? Onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia.
What was it? That's his name.
Isn't
Right?
Enigma?
isn't that a mountain somewhere? Onomatopoeia?
It's there. I think it's onomatopoeia. I think it's the name
Edward
of the guy.
Enigma. Are you thinking of
But
the villain?
it's all like short stints. And then they have Harley. They have Harley Quinn.
Harley
Yeah.
Quinn.
Different.
Okay.
No, Harley Quinn, no Joker. And
Harley Quinn, no Joker.
no Joker. And Harley, yeah, her origin in this one is not Joker based.
Ooh.
So it's not like she ran into Joker and
Okay.
changed. It's
Okay. Interesting.
You know, and what's also interesting is what we're smoking today,
we never
Which
mentioned
is-
it.
Nope.
which is our
Keep.
part of my private stash. Not that I spend a lot of money on cigars. It's just I have them here. Oliva and Double Robusto Maduros, Nicaraguan cigars, Nicaraguan fill and wrap. Retail, maybe $12 to $15 a cigar. Pretty good smoke
Here in New York.
here in New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another series. You got Superman. Was it not Superman Lois? Which actually I want to see Superman Lois. Have you seen the trailer?
Superman
No,
Lois,
I
the series.
I haven't
Yeah,
I've
any
seen
of
the whole series.
No, season 4.
Season 4. Yeah.
I'm talking about the. Have you seen the trailer?
Yeah.
Yo, they have him fighting Doomsday
Yep.
in space. Yo, that trailer looks sick. They're just in space fighting, and every time Doomsday got hit, spikes appear.
Mm-hmm.
You just but
Typical Doomsday.
yeah,
Right.
But holy dude, I was like, I can't wait for the season.
Yeah. Like
Superman
don't-
Lois is actually a good show.
out of the CW stuff that has come out besides Green Arrow and Flash, like Lois and Superman and Lois, that's like one of their best shows or their better shows because Batwoman, my wife enjoyed it, but it was so convoluted and they kept changing the story. I couldn't follow no more. I was like, I'm done.
I never checked it out.
I'm done. I tapped out. What was it? Supergirl. I saw the first season and I was like, okay, I'm done.
Ally McBeal with superpowers.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
Ally McBeal
literally,
with
Ally
superpowers.
McBeal's in the show.
In the show.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, of course, when I first started watching Green Arrow, amazing.
Yes.
You know, and it was amazing to the end.
Yeah, till the end.
Flash.
Because, the twist.
Flash, completely like
All the cross universe stuff.
Oh,
like
and that was awesome,
The
too.
tie-ins.
all the tie-ins. Yeah,
Crisis
and-
on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was them, then Flash, and Flash kind of petered out toward the end because of the bad CGI and stuff. It's not the acting; it was more the CGI and stuff like that, I believe. Then you had what's the
Black
other show?
Lightning.
No, Black Lightning.
Legends
Black
of
Lightning, yes.
Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of
That's what I was saying.
Tomorrow.
I was trying to go on like
Legends of
you
Tomorrow.
got Legends of Tomorrow. Then you got Black Lightning, and then you
Yeah.
got Supergirl,
Supergirl, yeah.
and then you have Superman and Lois.
Superman Lois. And Superman Lois was on top because it's like continuing the same old story that we've known and loved about Superman, but now we get to follow him the way he is in the comics for the most part with Jonathan Kent. But now you have
But
Jordan
it's
and
a
Jonathan.
twist, yeah, because it's the twin sons, and then now, what's I say? Damn it.
As
Yes,
they
it's-
develop their powers.
No,
or
one
figure
has powers,
Or
the other one
figure
doesn't.
Spoiler. Whether.
Oh, well, if you haven't
Yeah.
watched the last 3 seasons,
Well,
yes,
you know, I
spoiler.
haven't,
One
whoever-
son gets powers, the other one don't. Sorry, man.
I haven't watched any of it. But
You
it's
haven't
a-
watched any?
No, dude, and the fact that this is their last season,
Yeah.
they're leaving on a high note, which is a really good thing.
I'm gonna burn through the whole series over a weekend, probably.
But you should, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that they're leaving on a high note, so with season 4, and really it's because when James Gunn took over, he was shutting down production of everything, of a lot of things.
And speaking of James Gunn, it's a little bit of a split universe in a sense with the DCEU, because you have Superman Legacy, which is coming out. That's under the helm of James Gunn.
Yeah.
But
Just finished production.
but
I mean, filming.
yeah, and
Principal filming, right?
Principal filming,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
doing post production now.
They're doing post production now. They finished it, and then that's the new icon, new
Yeah,
Superman.
nice.
That is the
Oh.
Kingdom Comes
Right,
logo too.
Well, it looks like the Kingdom Come logo, yeah. And then but then you also have projects like the Penguin, which I don't think is under. It's the continuation of the Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Yeah.
I think that's he's putting that in the elsewhere.
And the
Elseworlds.
elsewhere
Elseworlds.
Yeah, I mean
portion
Elseworlds,
of
sorry.
Elseworlds of a portion of the umbrella of DC, because he's
That-
certain darker. I think he's trying to section out.
No, because Teen Titans Go, he has it still going, and he has it under the. If you look at under Elseworlds,
It's
Teen
there.
Titan Go is under Elseworlds.
Oh,
See,
okay.
what
So-
they're doing is they're creating a multiverse, but they can't use multiverse as a word or word. They have to say
Elseworlds.
Elseworlds.
Yeah,
So-
but I really don't want Teen Titans Go to be implemented in anything.
Yeah, see,
That'd be
like
weird.
It's
a kid's cartoon,
Yeah,
that's
it's a
why.
kid's cartoon. Yeah, but it's there. It's its own thing. You know, it's
No, it's there. But he canceled a lot of production, like Titans.
oh, yeah. Titans were good though.
Oh, Titans was
He
great.
canceled Titans.
And he canceled Titans, and that's
Yeah.
what's happening with Superman Lois, canceling that too. That's where they're ending in the fourth season,
Ye-
though,
ye-
which is good because they're ending it on a high note. It's a good show.
Yeah, my thing is Titans. I still have to watch the most recent season and catch up. But dude, like that show was good. The only show that I didn't
Show
see that
was
my
great.
wife was watching, that's also DC was the League of Extra. What was it? No, it wasn't the. It was the one with the big Tin Man. That he was all made of iron, like he looked all bronzish with red eyes.
Doom Patrol,
Doom Patrol.
Doom
thank
Patrol,
you,
yeah.
thank you. Doom Patrol. My wife, yo,
voiced by Brendan Fraser.
yes, and dude,
Fraser, like Razor, he says, like Razor,
dude,
Fraser.
there was one episode, and it's not a spoiler, but it's something that freaked me the hell out. They got legitimate butt munchers in one of the episodes.
I mean, wait,
Here-
like
here-
literal butt
Legs,
munches?
legs with butts,
Buttocks,
and the butts have teeth.
right.
Butt munchers,
On
legitimately.
Doom Patrol.
On Doom Patrol.
to throw a little throwback seed, if you remember Tremors,
Oh yes, it was just like Tremors. The
you know,
walkers.
the third one, the little graboid, whatever
graboids.
things that were running around,
Oh,
almost
when
like
they,
that.
when they grew legs.
Yeah. But Doom Patrol, yeah, that was an acquired taste. You know, the other properties, I'm not too up on the other properties as far as watching them, but you know, like Harley Quinn, the animated series.
Yeah, he's letting that continue.
Yeah.
Also, My Adventures with Superman.
My
He's
Adventures
letting
with
that,
Superman.
he's letting
Yeah, I have
that
to see
continue
that.
too, and that's pretty good.
I have to see that. I haven't
It's
seen that
good.
one
It's a
yet.
whole and funny enough, they dabble in the multiverse in that one,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1, I was watching the animated movie.
Oh, so
And Part 2, I was just starting. And it's so far so good. Like, I don't know. Between Marvel and DC, they had this like tug of war at one point in the early 2000s when it came from film and their animation department. And everybody's like, yeah, Marvel's animation sucks. DC is holding it down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're right, because DC, they had a continuous story, especially with that new 52 out and about, and they implemented the suits, the looks, and they kept it going as they progressed in different films. Especially with Batman, when you get to see Damian for the first time, it was like, oh shit. But yeah, man, we got the Penguin show coming up at the cusp of the Batman.
And I actually, a friend of mine that's not comic related, a good friend of mine, sent me the video, the trailer or a preview of it, and she's like, it's like Batman Sopranos.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the trailer.
Because the Penguin character, he's in the mom scene. It's supposed to pick up in universe timeline, meaning in the movie timeline, it's supposed to be a couple of weeks after the movie.
Yeah,
So it's like
Gotham is still flooded.
yeah, everything's still wrecked. Gotham's flooded. We don't know how the dynamic is with, you know, with Batman and the Commissioner, and the city of Gotham, and the Asylum. You know, you supposedly have
Arkham, yeah.
you have the Riddler already in there, and then there was some hint to the Joker being in the Asylum. But whether we're gonna get another origin story or if they're gonna tie into it somehow, it's not gonna be related to the Joker or Joaquin Phoenix.
No, because he was already an adult, and and Bruce was a kid.
That's right.
In the first one, so it doesn't look. I mean, and again, the way they make it seem with the Joker, it's him, but he's more of a statement.
Yeah, he's a statement piece
that people use, like Guy Fawkes.
Yeah,
he's the inspiration for their behavior.
Or
my excuse for my bad behavior is this.
Right.
That pretty much sums it up. But I have a question for the panel though. All right, if Batman was to come out with another film, right, and you had to choose a villain, which villain would it be, and who would you have it play it?
And wow, that's an end up thinking now.
Yeah, it's a think question. Now, Joey, who would you pick as a character, as a villain first?
Oh, no, I think, man. Yeah, it's.
How about a better one? One we have not seen.
One we have not. How about you, man? You can start it off. You answer the question.
You want me to start it off?
Yeah, start it off. Let us think.
For me,
caught me off guard.
All right. For me, I would definitely play on the detective part and go with Clayface. And here's why. Clayface, master of disguise. He's an actor. Got caught up using a product that wasn't tested thoroughly. You could tie that in with Joker, some way, somehow.
Access chemicals
from Arkham.
Yeah.
It's
Ace Chemicals.
Ace Chemicals, yeah, Ace Chemicals. Mm-hmm. So, have him kind of like, oh yeah, I put out some, Joker toxins out there, and if you mix the right concoction, kind of like Batman '89, if you have the right combination, you create the laughing gas that leaves you the permanent smile. You laughing in pain until you die, type of thing. But instead, he didn't have the right chemicals to create that. Instead, it created something else to make him into Clayface. So, all he does is sculpt his face to make himself look like somebody else, to the point where his skin does it naturally. And then kind of have like the big CGI type battle at the end. Granted, it's the typical superhero thing, but I say if they did that in a trilogy where we always think it's someone but it's not,
right,
and drag it all the way on, and then it's, who is this character? Boom, Clayface. Oh shit, it was him all along.
Right. So he would be committing crimes in the disguise of other people.
Bingo.
Okay.
Maybe even
I can see that.
Maybe even setting up Bruce Wayne himself.
Right.
Yeah, could set up a Bruce Wayne or be
which was the origin of Clayface in Batman animated series, where he set up. The opening episode was Lucius Fox was set up by Bruce Wayne, and it ended up being Clayface being Bruce Wayne. So that's good. Yeah, I can see that.
And one more would be Man-Bat. And the reason why I say Man-Bat is because it plays off of Batman in reverse, and we have not seen a battle with opposites until Spider-Man 3, where we see Venom. And it's not everybody's cup of tea, Venom, but I like the costume design. I just wish the acting was better. And they put too much at one point. Venom was supposed to be a separate movie. Sandman was supposed to be a separate movie. They just rushed everything and just... But for Man-Bat, have it deal with, crime of theft and the thefts being, the specific chemicals passing by, and a scientist needs it for X, Y, and Z. No different than, Mr. Freeze, he needs a crystal to power up his suit.
Right.
Kind of shit, right? So, something like that, make it a mystery. Oh, Batman's going around killing people. Oh, it's not Batman. It's a literal bat creature. Legitimate. Like, I'm Batman. I'm here. I'm standing. Right. I'm in a cowl. No. Batman just attacked somebody, 5 blocks down. He can't be at 2 places at once. So create that, horror aspect of it. And
are you talking about that this story being still in the Robert Pattinson universe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, in the Pattinson universe, because the thing is this, it's more grounded in the sense of getting the toxins and stuff like that, via kind of like a bank robbery scene, but you're doing it in a like a military style kind of this is a CGC type thing, like the chemical the what's the name of the acronym for it? It's the help me out here. I'm trying to think. Freaking
just chemical exposure, that kind of thing.
No,
CDC.
CDC. Thank you. Center for Disease Control. That's what I'm looking for. Not
Slab Comics.
Yes, but
because the reason why I asked if you're keeping it in the Pattinson universe, again, I'm a fan of street level heroes, okay, and also street level villains. Even and some of the Batman villains are
grandiose.
They're very grandiose, but they have just a little bit extra. I mean, you talk about the Joker, the chemical spill, Two-Face, the whole thing, psychological warfare. But I got one for you.
All right, shoot.
It's not really a deep cut, but it's a character that's not often portrayed. We did get one version of him in movies, live action movies.
Okay.
Killer Croc.
Oh, okay. Killer Croc. That'll be dope.
Killer Croc, and
Suicide.
Yeah, he was in the first Suicide Squad. Yeah. But the reason why I say Killer Croc is because he's one of those brutish figures.
And a mobster on top of that.
A mobster. Also, like his whole thing was like it wasn't really a genetic mutation or anything like that. It was just like it was a medical condition that he had. It wasn't something that happened to him.
Yeah.
And then even I can see it being not the main villain, but like the enforcer for someone.
Yeah.
And then, that could at least play out in a couple of movies if they decide to stretch it out. I don't think it'll be a one-off, if they do it.
Yeah, they could play on that. That would be dope. What about you, Joey?
You said Man-Bat one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not my pick, but they would have to do it in a horror kind of style with that, don't you think?
Yes, horror. But here's the thing. It's still detective work behind the horror. Because it's just like any horror flick. You know what you're going to go see. You know who's what the opposition is. Like in Scream, it's the dude in the mask, right? But you got to figure it out. Who is who?
Oh, but do you want them to play it as like what Marvel did with Werewolf by Night, where it'll be like this gritty black and white kind of deal, noir kind of stuff?
It doesn't have to be black and white.
Or do you think? And it could be noir, that the black and white theme, but like. There's some movies I can't think of any right now.
I can. It's Frank Miller's.
Sin City.
Sin City, yeah.
Right. So
it's
it's that type of noir black and white with splashes of color.
Yeah.
Like when there's over the top violence or fighting, you see the color.
Or if you really want to go noir, instead of giving us the brown Man-Bat, you could go with the animated series from way back when it was, I think it was, I want to say CW Kids. We had the Batman. And in the Batman, the Joker had dreads and Man-Bat was white, like albino white, with red eyes, which is intimidating as fuck.
Uh-huh.
So
absolutely.
Having that as a
Just red eyes piercing at you through the darkness.
bingo, exactly, and it'd be legitimate at that point. It would be legitimate. It's one thing to see a big creature, right, that is brown enough to be hiding in the shadows and be mistaken as a shadowy figure, right? But then when you see something that's almost ghostly, and then when it turns around, it's piercing red eyes, you lose sense of what you're seeing. And having the caveat of having, super strength, the ability to fly, and sonar, where you can blow the eardrums off of anybody, right? That'll be a thing to do. Like, put it as a mystery of who is it, who's pretending to be the Batman that's not the Batman, that's a giant fucking bat. And play off that whole,
Fans of the cartoon might know who it is. I'm not gonna say the name.
There's two.
Do your research. But it's
there's two of them.
But it's also like Werewolf by Night, where there's a transformation because he's chemically altered.
Yes, exactly.
So many chemically altered villains.
That's right.
yeah, everything. But see, this is what I'm saying. Like, they could do connective tissue. See, Batman is a perfect franchise to do trilogies and even TV shows on, if you pace it properly and have the right threads connected to right threads. If it was me and I had the creative juices and funding to go do this, I'm like, all right, I want this and this and this. The budget is going to go for some of the stunts and then the visual effects for the creature, right? I'm a big fan of creatures. And that creature is going to be a combo of some CGI, but majority animatronic. Because that's what we're missing in Hollywood is the animatronic stuff, the puppeteering.
Yeah.
Like,
practical effects.
Practical effects, because I'm sorry, Soldier Dog is still one of the most horrifying werewolf movies. You see the dog in there, the Wolfman just snarling, and it's not just one; it's a pack.
Right.
So when you see it, you're like, "Oh shit, it's there." Like, if you are into horror, you would rather see somebody, breathing, moving in front of you versus a CGI character. Like, oh, okay, I'm not frightened by this. This can't happen. And then you see something in the woods, like, oh shit.
Well, what I like about horror movies, and it's not really so much horror. It's thriller and suspense.
Yeah.
Right? The anticipation of something happening is even better than it actually happening. Because we've all seen classic horror slasher movies, and it's just slice, gut and blood and guts. But the anticipation, it makes the hairs stand up. There's a feeling of something running up your neck. It's like, oh my God, you're waiting for it to happen.
Yeah. So my choice, I had to look it up. I had to.
Okay.
But funny enough, his daughter was already in one iteration of Batman.
Okay.
He was on The Arrow.
Yes, he was.
In the show, but he was never in the movie. You got Ra's al Ghul.
Yes. He was in the first and second.
And with, I'm not sure if it's been said before. I want to coin the phrase, Bat Pat.
Bat
Patterson.
Bat Patterson.
You know how you got Bat Fleck?
Yeah, Bat Pat.
Anyway, so it's Bat Pat.
Patterson.
Batterson. Oh, if the Batterson, then we already have his first or his second year. Basically, is what the first movie was. Now, to delve a little more into his past and his connection with Ra's al Ghul and why Ra's al Ghul respects him as much as he does and considers him like one of his greatest adversaries.
Yes.
That would be a good. I think that would be a good look into his past a bit.
Doing it more like Arrow versus doing it the way they did it in
with the flashbacks you're talking about. That'd be cool too.
Yeah.
Like facing him and then flashing back, showing his past with his connections with him. Whether it be through the training or whatever.
To me, that's too much like Christian Bale's Batman.
Right.
But they never delved to his past.
Yes, they did.
Not into.
They never had a movie about his past.
Ra's al
Ghul's past, you mean?
No, Batman. When did they go into his past?
In his training.
In his training, he was
Batman
with the
Begins.
League of Shadows.
But I'm talking about just right off the bat.
Childhood.
Yeah,
training?
Yeah, like let's say it goes into like when his parents died,
Right.
the grievance he went through
from the age of 10 on.
When he decided to disappear for a while.
Yeah.
And and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not talking about just like it's gonna have to deal with him.
I'm having all kinds of visuals going on right now.
If you're talking about Ra's al Ghul's past, you're talking about like a 500-year lifespan that you can look into, and how he came to be, and why Batman is who he considered as, or Bruce Wayne, because he knows who he is. He considers as his greatest adversary.
The juices are flowing here.
Where
I'm getting it.
Where he calls him detective.
Yes.
Out of respect. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it would be cool to get see that. I mean, because I get it, because a lot of movies start, and they always start with an origin story, and it's always an origin story. It's nice to see what's before the origin.
Well, okay.
What was before the bat? He has. I mean, they already in the Batman in Patterson's Batman, they already show the notebooks that he has,
right?
And so they could go off the notebooks. You could see like the notebooks coming in, and you'll see those past memories and those past things through the notebooks.
The reason why I'm spitballing here, the juices are flowing, things are going on in my brain right now. And if there's anyone out there that might be a filmmaker, hint, or a producer, the way I see something like that happening is that it's not going to be a movie with Ra's al Ghul in the first go. It's going to be a thread that's weaved in between a few movies where you see like artifacts of a past society, almost like they're trying to find out who this ancient evil, maybe they once thought he was a war.
You're talking about like
the demon's head,
right?
Like the big bad in Marvel, like how they teased Thanos through all these movies,
right?
And you finally get to him.
It might have been like an ancient warlord that they're trying to research, or someone stole an artifact from a museum, not knowing what it was, and it was for some ominous figure. And it's slowly laying.
So you're talking about like a slow build up till like the main movie finally comes out. So you got that.
Where
like I said,
where he's the shadowy hand that's controlling everything without anyone knowing, and then finally it's gonna be more of a mental battle than a physical battle.
Yeah, I see that.
The League of Shadows, and then you also have what we already saw in the Batterson movie was the Court of Owls.
Oh yes,
yeah. So it's in that vein of.
Who's to say they're not setting that up for real?
That'll be nice too, because you could set up Talon, and Talon will be a nice adversary for Batman, especially this Patterson Batman.
Yeah. So you're looking. So yeah, okay. So it'll be like a multi-movie kind of like drip to the reveal.
Yeah,
right, is what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like what would you do for the next 3 films? Like who would you have as the main bad? You know what I mean? So
if you're looking at street level, why don't they do a Red Hood? So
we can't do Red Hood because we don't have Robin.
But Robin was in the first Red Hood.
You're right. We don't have that. We don't have that. But then again, it's going to suggest that's the Joker. And what if the Joker is not that singular individual?
Well, then again, like in the comics, we ain't have one Joker.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to do the Joker theory,
have you read the 3 Jokers?
There's 3 Jokers.
Okay,
I know.
I'm saying, have you read the 3 Jokers series? Dude, it was ridiculous, and I don't want to spoil it. But I don't want to spoil it because the one that was Red Hood, teased Robin about being Red Hood.
Yeah.
Right. So about taking up the mantles. Hey, I did good. He says. He goes, I did good. You see what I did for you? But that anyone out there, read the 3 Jokers. It's actually pretty good. The first issue itself, was really good, and it ends really messed up.
Yeah. Oh God, it's horribly messed up. But also there's
When you want to talk about it, and you can't.
You can't. But this is why I said ideas of something else that we haven't seen.
Because we haven't seen Red Hood.
We haven't seen Red Hood. We haven't seen a few things. We haven't even seen what's his name? the puppet. What's his name?
You know, I was going to
Jesus.
suggest too.
Yeah, the ventriloquist. and-
Scarface.
Scarface, yeah, the ventriloquist and the
The ventriloquist dummy, and the dummy is the gangster. So
And
it's like
Yeah, there's such a good way to play off of that too, because
exactly.
because you know it's not gonna be like the cartoons or the comics where it's literally a dummy. I can see it being more like Psycho, where you think someone's up in the room, sitting in the chair, talking.
Kind of like a Heisenberg kind of situation, but
Well,
looking
yeah.
into the mirror like Green Goblin, like
Yeah,
Well, they did
alternate
something like that.
personality, split
There's a horror
personality.
movie like that.
Yeah.
The Boy. Where
Yeah, The Boy.
the whole movie, you think it's the puppet.
Yeah.
And then you find out who it really is. So you're talking something like that.
Yeah, because
Something
you
like
know,
that.
in the Batterson movie, already they brought down one, not really brought down the crime family, but they put some serious hurt on the crime family, the Falcone family. So you can see someone maybe that's a mid-level enforcer from that crime family, aka Scarface, or the ventriloquist, trying to grab for power in the movie and taking over, because that's a little bit off of the Penguin too, and but it's in that world. And the thing about DC that I always liked, I didn't appreciate when I was really young, because when I was really young it was Adam West, and there's nothing gangster about Adam West, although it was pretty damn cool. But DC has always been
Shark
a
repellent.
darker.
oh yeah, it went from campy to darker.
Yeah. So, that's everything's in that dreadful, dark underbelly of Gotham.
You know,
Wesker.
you know what I would like to see? I would like to see a Batman Brave and the Bold with Dick Tracy as a film.
With Dick Tracy.
Yeah, so it's Batman Brave and the Bold. So it's that Adam West style of Batman with Dick Tracy, and you have Robin as the sidekick, and they're doing detective work together.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, you got Mumbles, and you got Flat Top,
Prune head face and shit like that.
Yeah.
The blank.
Mm-hmm.
But
Damn, I'm seeing some really good villains.
villains,
Here.
dude. Like we could do another
Dude.
Poison Ivy again.
You got Calendar
We
Man.
got
Calendar Man.
would be crazy. You could do that.
Well,
That'd be a crazy
my-
kind of like serial
the-
killer kind of joint.
My deep cut that I've always liked is the Clock King.
Clock King.
The
Yeah.
Clock King, because
He's
Tempest Fugit. Time is fleeting.
the Mad Hatter basically.
Well, the Mad
Oh, I
Hatter.
was
is
going to
another-
mention Mad Hatter as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
We did
Mad Hatter's another one.
Jervis Tetch.
Yes. We could have
Solomon Grundy.
Grundy. See, I can't see them doing a Grundy.
I think he'll be like more of a someone.
He's more of a Superman villain.
Oh, I was thinking more of someone's muscle.
Well,
Like
no,
Solomon
he's
Grundy
a-
won't get
no,
his
no,
own movie.
bugging.
He would
No,
be
he's
part.
He's a Batman villain.
He's a Batman shared Justice
Vil-
League.
yeah, he's a
villain.
Justice League shared villain. But I'm trying to think of.
Gentleman Ghost.
You know what? Another one would be good is to have Batman and Constantine together with Swamp Thing, because I love the Swamp Thing series, and the Swamp Thing series was something that I enjoyed as a kid, the young one. But then they did the show, and they canceled it.
So the Cape Crusader has a connection to Constantine. A character shows up in the show
Oh yeah,
from Constantine. Yeah,
nice.
I mean, you have spoilers.
Constantine, the movie or the show?
It was spoilers. It was Midnight,
Oh okay, Midnight.
the voodoo guy.
Yeah.
So he shows up in Cape Crusader. Not gonna
Okay.
tell you how or anything.
Okay.
But he shows up, which is pretty
Papa
cool.
Midnight.
Papa Midnight. There you go. Yeah. So he shows up, and it's funny because it was like an automatic respect as soon as Batman ran into him, talked to him. It was just like, yeah, you need to do this, but I need this, and Batman was like, okay. And at the end, he was like, here's my part, and it's like, and you're like,
Yeah, I mean, you can go dark with it, man, and I appreciate that James Gunn is putting it in the Elseworld, category, because you can have all that, dark mystique, underbelly stuff,
Dark Justice League, please.
dark, yeah,
That's what you want.
You know,
Oh, dude, I want a Dark Justice League. Yo, give me Etrigan, give me
Dead
Constantine, Deadman.
Etrigan the Demon.
Dude, I want like me. I think Swamp Thing would have been an awesome horror character to do, and
That's
keep
what
it
it was.
going. Like the themes were good. It's just that they focus so much on the human part that you forget you're watching a Swamp Thing show. You know what I mean? So there's a couple of other things.
Yeah.
that-
So it was the Firebug, not the Firefly. That wasn't the
Yeah,
Cape Crusader.
Fireflies from G.I. Joe.
No, they had Firefly in Batman, but this one, the one in Cape Crusader was the Firebug.
Yes, they did. I remember him from Gotham.
Yeah, because he has it's Firebug that's in Cape Crusader.
Okay.
And it's funny because he kept correcting people. They were like, "Oh, this Firefly guy." He goes, "I'm the Firebug." He kept correcting, which was interesting. I'm sorry, I keep going back to
No,
the show.
absolutely. It's just
I'm just looking at the list of villains, so you know.
Well,
I have to look at this list.
I've always said, man.
That's
yeah,
why I said the top of your head. Like,
the greater the rogues gallery, the greater the villain.
yeah.
So,
And who you think has a better rogues gallery though?
Ooh.
Between Batman and Spider-Man.
Oh no!
Yes.
No, don't do that to me. No, you can't do that to me.
I could definitely do
so
that.
we have a hardcore Spider-Man fan and we have a hardcore Batman fan sitting
Listen.
at the table right now.
Listen, I'm hardcore anything
But
superheroes.
Batman's gallery's bigger.
Yeah.
Of course.
Batman's
wait.
gallery's bigger. I think it's bigger. And he had more time to collect a lot more villains than
True,
Spider-Man.
because
I would say true, yeah, to that.
1938 versus 1963, Spider-Man was released, right? So
right, I think he
But,
has to go
but
bigger.
it wasn't a question of more. It was better.
better.
I want a Sinister Six movie.
Yeah.
I want Amazing Spider-Man 2 was setting it up.
Yes.
I want it. I want it. Come on, man. A Sinister Six movie
An
would
official
be
Sinister Six movie.
amazing.
An actual
And
Sinister
look,
Six
and
movie.
we could go with this guy being the Vulture, Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
And
However, they're gonna work out the rights for that because they completely screwed it up with.
send them back.
Yeah,
They're
with
fucking not using them.
Venom.
Send them back.
Not Venom, with
Morbius.
Morbius and everything else. No one understands.
Morbius wasn't as bad as people say it was. It wasn't a great movie. And it wasn't a good movie. It wasn't a good movie, I would say, but it wasn't as bad as they say.
It wasn't as bad as they say, but it was. It felt. I don't think Michael Keaton even knew what the connection was when he did that part.
He didn't do
No, he
shit.
didn't. But because
know.
how did he know Spider-Man right away? You know, I showed up. He knew he was in another universe already. He was like, "Oh, I'm here. Let's go get Spider-Man." And I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah.
What?
But listen. I will give props to Spider-Man and his rogues gallery because there are some. Some of my favorites are still in the Spider-Man universe. The odd ones. I like. Lizard. I like Sandman.
That's so classic, man.
But the rogue gallery for Batman, I'm like, you look at iconic, and I'm always gonna go back to the animated series. Mr. Freeze. I mean, Mr. Freeze was so good. They made their own movie just for him. And then you got Mask of the Phantasm.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously we know the Joker. We know, we talked about Ra's al Ghul. It's, oh my God, there's so much. There's, Catwoman, Poison Ivy,
isn't you have like
Harley Quinn.
like comparable? Like you got Clayface, and we got Chameleon.
Yeah. You have.
You got Mr. Freeze. We got Hydro Man,
Was
Yeah, we got Hydro Man.
Was Chameleon in
Firefly, Molten Man.
But Chameleon in
Grundy,
Spider-Man
Tombstone?
did he change his identity, or he had the suit with the?
Well, in the series, he has this specific camera that acts like
Augmented reality.
augmented skin.
Okay.
So basically, think of Metal Gear Solid with the stealth camo. So
No, but you're looking at it like comparable. That's why I
Yeah.
said
Well, yeah,
he's not gonna have the exact same
Right,
powers.
yeah,
And
but they're comparable, just like the
that's what I
lizard.
said. They're comparable.
You got,
Just like,
you got
the lizard
Sandman
and,
and
Killer Croc.
Clayface. Sandman and Clayface similar.
You got Joker, Green Goblin, and then you have Harley Quinn, and you got Hobgoblin and Goblin Queen.
Goblin Queen.
But then you got some
Well,
of you got
Harley Quinn,
Kingpin.
you got Catwoman, and then you have the Black Cat.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty much the same.
yeah. You and
Sydney Sweeney
and
as the Black Cat.
most of because most of Spider-Man's villains are grandiose in comparison.
most.
And-
You get street level. Yeah, Kingpin.
Yeah.
I think will be street level because Mob.
Yeah, he had mobster mentality.
Norman is Green Goblin, but Norman is also just
He's a business tycoon on top of that.
Yeah, you got the Shocker.
You got Shocker, you got Rhino, you got Craven, you
Craven
have
as well, which they're gonna ruin.
Mysterio.
Again, Tombstone.
You got
is also
Mysterio,
one.
Tombstone,
You got Hammerhead.
Hammerhead, exactly. Silver Sable, which has a whole military behind her. You have the Prowler. You have a lot of these villains. To me, are like grandiose for a Spider-Man, and pose a more of a threat damage-wise with what they can do with their capabilities, versus the ground level Batman characters. Granted, you got a couple of grandiose ones, but not a lot. A lot of them are just ground level. So it depends. Like
it's there's a lot of psychological going on, and I think because I'm always gonna gear towards Batman and DC because just because of the grit, the darkness. It's like it's what happens in the shadows.
See, you like the tone.
I like the tone of it because
like the tone.
and also you look at it, it's like okay, Spider-Man. There's a lot of crime fighting going on. There's a lot of science going on.
But you got Spider-Man is also,
it's also
not rich.
He's not rich, right? But
He has
but
his spider powers.
right?
Okay.
But what I'm getting to is that it's also in the daytime. Most of it, most of it is like
He likes getting a good night's rest.
right.
Okay?
Well, he has a curfew. Remember, he's got a book report due next week.
Well, as he grows up, come on.
Well,
but, and it's just like you never see. I'm not gonna say you never. You very rarely see. There was few instances in the Nolan trilogy. There's instances in the animated series. There's instances in even the Tim Burton, Michael Keaton original series. Movies that there is some stuff going on in the daytime where he has to act his part, but Batman never makes an appearance in daylight.
no. Remember, Batman only comes out at night.
Yeah.
Batman only comes out at night, but Spider-Man could come out any time of the day.
Right.
So
And Spider-Man could break curfew
Yeah, he can break curfew, right?
if he wants to. Yeah, he just sneaks out his window.
Well,
Come on.
here's the thing. When I think of Spider-Man, I think of full adult Spider-Man. About to be married to Mary Jane and all that other stuff. So everything that he did in school was already done. That's the Spider-Man I remember. Because remember, when I started reading Spider-Man, I came up at a fucked up time. I came during Clone Saga.
Oh, okay,
So,
with Ben Reilly and
so Ben Reilly
With Confusion.
is my original Spider-Man.
with the confusion. Who was the real
Peter Parker? Who was the real Spider-Man? So Ben Reilly was my Spider-Man, and I loved Ben
So
Reilly
you started there. Then
started
you went into
there.
The whole,
because I had
is it One More Day? I think it's called.
one
Yeah.
more day.
That's a pretty messed up one.
Yeah.
Gave up his wife and kid for Aunt May with the deal with Mephisto. Or
No.
Mephisto,
What is it? One day, and then one more day is the
One more
fixer.
Day, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one day and one more day.
Still a messed up timeline.
Yes.
And you got
but,
Sin.
dude. Okay. I have a better question then, since we can't come up with a decisive one. Name one of the most stupidest supervillain for a character, whether it be Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. Name one stupid one.
I've got a
One.
handful of
Just
them.
one. Just one.
Condiment King.
Condiment King.
Condiment
Let's
King.
go. Yo, they actually had
He
a
was
build a
deadly
figure
with
of
his
him
ketchup.
recently. They had a build a figure of him recently. Ketchup and mustard everywhere, baby.
You relish the day you met me.
Listen,
How they did.
I will smash you into mayonnaise.
We have Doctor Doom's fifth cousin
Oh,
That's a
Dr. Doom's
dentist.
fifth cousin.
that he fought She-Hulk.
Dental Doom. Dental Doom.
He fought She-Hulk.
Oh, shit.
Dr. Doom's.
Hold up. Yo, I saw a dirty name for her. My name is not Doom, it's Damned. So, since you're a dentist, do we call you Dental Dan?
Oh my god. Oh yeah.
Bad joke. Bad joke.
Damn, yeah. So there was.
I got one.
I think that was more of a throwaway, though. I think just to be silly.
Yeah, but it's the throwaway characters. The Jester.
Oh, dude, his name was Bob Doom.
Bob Doom. The Jester.
Well,
I think that was a Superman villain. The Jester.
right. Okay, there's one that So since we're talking about similarities between franchises and and properties, you have the Creeper.
Okay, you got the Creeper and the Prowler.
Right. Well, the Creeper was like they tried to. Yeah. As we look at it as Dr. Doom's fifth cousin.
As we look at Bob
Doom and his dentist coat, white coat, and a mask.
With his white hair sticking out.
Good
old Bob Doom.
The Creeper was, I can't remember if he was also either a stand-up comedian or like a newscaster or something, and then the same kind of accident that happened to Joker, but it was like in the animated series, it was like the reverse color scheme. Like he had yellow skin and a green coat.
Oh, okay.
And it was just like, it was campy. And it was campy in a dark universe, but it was still funny.
I have another one. If Joey's not gonna go.
Go ahead.
He's too busy smoking.
Burning my finger.
Oh, dude, Kite Man.
Oh my god, Kite Man! Wow.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
And I'm doing this off of memory. They over here looking at their phones.
No, because I
Definitely, man. You got something you gotta think, man.
No,
We're not as
because
fast.
I'm looking up.
Not
I'm
as
looking
fast.
up the Creeper, and figuring out. I couldn't remember what his damn origin was.
He was he had green hair, yellow skin with the
Right.
Look.
but he had a mane. It was the mane that was green, right? Correct me if I'm
Yes.
wrong. He kind of looked like a cross between the joke. If Kraven the Hunter and the Joker
Mixed.
had a baby, and you get the Creeper.
Yeah. It's just
Wait,
weird character. Outspoken television newscaster and reporter. That's right. So yeah. Oh man. Kite Man is definitely one, and they talked about it in excuse me. Wow. Why am I drawing a blank with John Cena's thing?
Oh, Peacemaker.
Peacemaker, yeah. He talked about Kite King, or at least that was like
Oh, there you go.
his claim to fame was that he captured Kite King.
You mentioned the Joker, and I was thinking about the Trickster.
The Trickster. There you go. You got the
I
Trickster.
actually looked it up. I couldn't remember his name. I was like, Mark Hamill played him. What
Right.
the fuck was it? Was the Trickster?
Trickster was a Flash villain,
yeah.
Yeah.
right? So his Rogues Gallery is actually, if you want to compare Rogues Galleries, those two are probably the two closest. Talking about Flash and Batman, because you have Trickster, Joker,
Yeah.
you have Captain Cold, and
Mr. Freeze.
and Mr.
Mr.
Freeze.
Yeah,
Right.
they play off of the same villains, but that's why I went from Marvel, because remember,
You got
You
Mirror,
had-
you got
you
Mirror
have,
Master and all right.
you have Darkseid and you have
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Right.
So you know,
And then you got Deathstroke. and
yeah. So
Deadpool.
who's the all right? Yeah, but who's another like cheesy villain that I could think of?
Well, we already had one in the second Suicide Squad movie, which was
Polka Dot Man.
Polka Dot Man.
Yeah.
Damn,
You got
I'm drawing a blank right now.
there's
For
well,
another villain.
there's the toy master,
Yeah, the Toy Master. That's another one, which it's sick. That one is sick. Because to think about it, you're creating toys that could kill people. You know that's a nightmare. That's a proper Batman villain. You know, but
I mean, I have a book of failed comic book heroes.
Oh my God, you have a book?
I have a book for that. Yeah, it came when I used to subscribe to like Nerd Block and those subscription based things, and it came with books. They came on with like superheroes, villains, and then they came out with just failed comic book characters. I gotta dig it out and bring it, and you can take a look at some of those. Yeah, you said it. Yeah, Egghead and Condiment King.
Egghead, Condiment King. Yeah.
Asbestos Lady.
Asbestos Lady. Yeah. But you know who's a very weird character that they will never ever put into live action because it's too complicated to do because the stature, like to make it accurate from the comics. Mr. Mxyzptlk.
Oh. Wow.
What?
Exactly, Mr. Mxyzptlk. I still can't say his fucking name right because his name doesn't make sense.
Say it backwards.
Right.
Because I know they had something with Supergirl and Mr. Mxyzptlk, and he's, you know, a regular guy. He's in love with Supergirl, doesn't want to leave Supergirl, whatever the case may be, blah, 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 blah. But a dimension controlling imp, you know what I mean? Like, we have one in Marvel, and that is Impossible Man.
Impossible Man, yep.
From the planet Impossible with a bunch of versions of him.
It's funny enough, I just saw him on the list. Yeah. But you know who they made a cheesy character, and they made a really good cartoon out of it? It was MODOK.
Oh, MODOK.
The cartoon,
yeah.
the animated series with Patton Oswalt, is hilarious. Mm-hmm. It's hilarious.
The Robot Chicken style shit is fucking funny, bro. I love it.
You have a list here, and you got Animal, Vegetable, Mineral Man. You have Stilt Man. You have
Stilt Man from Marvel.
The greatest Superman movie villain. Oh, that's me. I'm sorry. You got the greatest Superman movie villain, Nuclear Man.
Nuclear Man. Right.
That's the Reeves of Superman. The Reeves Superman.
The Reeves Superman.
Reeves.
Mr. Fabio.
Right.
With long nails.
He'll scratch you.
Yeah, Condiment King. Egg Foo, it says here.
Egg Foo.
Egg Foo. I mean, it has a description, but I'm just going to go into the names. I'm just going to the names right now. So they got Dr. Bong. Literally a guy that looks like Strange, but with a bell for a head. Of course, he was a villain in the Howard the Duck comics.
Dude,
that's a
man.
pick, man. They need to go through with the Howard the Duck animated series as well.
Oh, please listen. They got to do a lot of animated series
because they did them great. Just the little bits that he had in the MCU,
perfect.
He showed up when at Endgame. When everybody came out the portals,
he was there.
Came out with a freaking machine gun. He was there. He was like, "Yeah, I'm here."
Yeah, he's here.
I was like, "It's great." Freaking Seth Green voicing him.
Yo, dude, it would have been nice to see his comic book representation or the video game representation, where he has a Hulkbuster style mech that it's a duck, and it instead of it being like the body, the bottom portion that's supposed to be his torso is actually a bill of a duck. And then he has like the big Mega Man feet and arms. I'm like, oh man, that's so cool. I seen that on the pop figure. It looks so dope.
Like, oh yes, the pop figure. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because it was in the game, Contest of Champions, and that's how you fight with Howard the Duck.
You got a weird 10-eyed man. One of Batman's scariest foes. It says here. He's a veteran. He's a Vietnam War veteran. But he has
Moronic Man. I have to look. These are really deep.
Kangaroo Man.
Kangaroo Man's another one. Yeah, I remember Kangaroo Man.
Tweedledee, Tweedledum.
Leapfrog.
Leapfrog. Yep. Leapfrog.
He was on She-Hulk.
He was on She-Hulk. Yeah. And here's the thing about Leapfrog. When I saw him in She-Hulk and he did that Power Ranger pose, getting ready to fight, I was like, oh shit, they about to make a CD list character kick some ass. Come on, let's go. And nope, they didn't. They made him goofy as ever.
Here's a street level villain for you.
Okay.
The Penny Plunderer.
Penny.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the?
Shows here he's robbing a bank and he goes, empty the vault and your pockets. Give me all your money, but I want it all in
Pennies.
Pennies.
Well, you know,
He melts it down, gets
Right.
the copper, and
yeah,
makes more money that way.
It makes me think of like when the superhero genre came out as far as comic books. So there were comic books long before Batman and Superman, but the superhero genre started with Superman in 1935, and then 1938 was Batman. But there was like, okay, we're running out of people for these heroes to beat up, because it really was just like he's Superman, ultimate, the ultimate strength and everything's all so OP, overpowered,
Yep.
and he's chasing down like bank robbers, So they had all these weird little characters until they actually started coming out with like arc villains.
Yeah, like Brainiac or like Luther being the number one.
Luther is the main villain.
Yeah.
It's a psychological, intelligent villain.
What's the dude that Metallo?
Metallo? Yeah.
Yeah, Metallo's one of my favorites. He Terminator guy with a freaking kryptonite chest for a heart.
Yeah.
Dude,
We're talking about villains, right? How about heroes? And
stupid heroes?
Yeah. So I was looking them up. I'm gonna look them up and stuff. But one on the top of my head, and because I had the comic, is when they tried getting football fans into it, and they had the NFL Super Pro.
Oh God.
And the dude, he had team ups with Captain America and all that. And there was a dude in just football gear that's
Football
enhanced.
gear, yeah.
And he threw a freaking metallic football. I was like,
Just beaning people in the head with the football.
Yeah, exactly. Damn. He's like, Captain America, I got you.
From 40 yards out, he's throwing like a Tom Brady pass and knocking people in the side of the head.
We got enemies down. 5 clicks this way. Don't worry, I got him.
I got it. He kicks the football like a field goal. Like
And then when it lands, it's a big explosion.
And then he does the end zone dance.
Like
the shuffle. Not do that. I mean, that was a ridiculous one.
Oh, there's one. It's called The Weird. It's from, I believe it's DC Comics, and basically he looks like, think of what's it called, Darkman, if he was a ninja.
Okay.
So he has like a disfigured face. He's wrapped up in black and red garments, and he looks like a ninja, but he's OP strong.
Okay.
It's funny enough. There was one also that started out silly, and they actually started using him very well in the comics. Color Kid.
Color Kid?
Okay.
He controls colors, but then they started using him really good in comics.
Okay.
With light powers and all this stuff, because I'm not sure where they bought him, but that's you want to hear an obscure one here.
Kaiju Kid.
No, and that's a really obscure one from the Great Lake Avengers.
Great Lake Avengers. Oh shit.
Leather Boy. And Leather Boy was a guy in like assless chaps
Oh my god.
and a ball gag.
He got kicked out of the village people and then just turned to crime.
No, it's a hero.
Oh, he's a hero.
He's a hero.
He's a hero.
He's from the Great Lake Avengers.
Wait, hold on. There's a group of I think it's a DC Comics. I saw it recently on YouTube. That these are like the worst of the worst superheroes. One person's superpower is that he gets super intoxicated, and he becomes the hero of the story. There's another one that he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator, and his superpower is putting people through a window, so he walks around with a window frame.
With a window frame?
Yeah. He walks around with a window frame, puts people through windows. I forgot what it was. It was on YouTube. I think it was on Comics Explained. And Comics Explained was showing them all. It was weird superheroes.
Weird. Look at another Great Lakes Avenger. Big Bertha.
Big Bertha. Isn't that a wrestler?
Just a big woman.
Just,
And a striking stick as she goes around. striking statements on body positivity.
Oh,
That's what
God.
it says here. I'm not fat. I'm big boned.
I have a thyroid issue. No offense to anyone with medical conditions.
Hey, listen. Yo, when you have somebody who's like 3 times the man you are, and you're a short guy, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. That's saying diabetes take the wheel.
Because I don't want to go through like no one's like a squirrel girl.
Squirrel girl. Yo,
She was-
her power is she can't be beaten.
No, but that's what it is. Like, yeah, you talking about it.
That's a
It
MacGuffin.
started out as a silly power, as a silly superhero. You got Matter Eater Lad from DC. He goes around eating stuff. Just I'm hungry. Let me get a barbed wire.
I think one of the most
Some ketchup.
celebrated and controversial characters is Gwenpool.
Gwenpool.
Because Gwenpool comes from our world, the real world, and she gets thrown into the comic book world. So she walks around with a white and pink outfit that's similar to Deadpool, and her and Deadpool do not get along. Ironically.
I have her first appearance in Howard the Duck comic. So I have her first appearance.
We did see Frogman in She-Hulk.
Is it Frogman or Leapfrog?
Frogman? Frogman, and then his son took over.
You got,
Leapfrog.
Yeah.
You got a Hanna-Barbera one.
Oh my
Apache
God.
Chief.
Apache Chief. Yep, I remember Apache Chief. That's from the Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Yeah, they list him here as a silly one.
Oh, fun fact. For those who don't know, Superman wasn't the first person to be called Superman.
No, he was not.
The first person to be called Superman is actually a character I'm wearing on my shirt. Popeye. In the comic strips of Thimble Theater, and Popeye presents Thimble Theater, you had Popeye being examined by a doctor, and with the calorie intake of spinach and all that other stuff because of how much spinach he eats. And granted, in the original strip, he got his powers from a wiffle hen, and they later substituted for spinach. This dude could literally drink a whole lake of poison and nothing will happen to him. He gets riddled with bullets, nothing happens to him. And the doctor says, "You are Superman. You're a Superman."
You're a Superman. That's right.
Not the,
Yeah.
but
No, not
however,
the.
he's the human Superman.
He is Superman. And that was the first time you ever heard the word Superman in a comic or read it in a comic. And it was in Thimble Theater's Popeye.
That I did not know. Good one.
Yeah. Well, Popeye has a rich history. He's going to be 100 years old soon.
And he's still alive? God.
That's right.
Like, Popeye, even Mezco did a reissue of his figure because they're going to do 100 years. So they may do a nice little glamour box of him. But I already have him. So I locked him down again. Of course. You know, it's Popeye. See, Popeye is one of those heroes that is, you know, better than Deadpool as far as like fourth wall breaking and being one of those characters that can break the fourth wall because he can't die. They even did I don't know if you guys watch it anymore. It was a Death Battle on YouTube, which, you know, they'll put heroes against each other. They had Goku versus Superman twice, and, and the fandom was like an uproar about who's who because, you know, they try to take everybody's power set into consideration, and, you know, the greatest feats. The only thing is different eras of Superman have different feats, and different Dragon Ball Z versions, or, you know, Dragon Ball versions of Goku has different feats. So Super has different feats, GT has different feats, and so on and so forth.
This is progression, yeah.
Yeah.
This is progression from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, but
to GT,
GT is
and then
Elseworlds.
Super.
Yeah.
Yeah, GT is no longer canon.
Yeah, it's Elseworlds. So, basically, the whole thing is they have One Punch Man versus Popeye, and that whole animation is fun. It was a fun watch. They give you all the stats, all the insane things that they do. It like things that just don't make sense.
Of course,
But-
especially because One Punch Man is a satirical character.
Yeah, exactly.
You got
But obviously Popeye won.
Well, of course. But and I'll quote, I'll paraphrase Stan Lee. You know, they asked him, even though it was, you know, not his genre, and say who would win against, you know, Hulk and Superman, you know, DC versus Marvel, and then he said, you know, it all depends on who's writing the story.
it always depends on who's writing the story.
But you know, Superman became so OP. Like if you look at some of the comic books, some of the animated series, not so much the live action, but when they try to quantify his strength, it's like, you know, he's
They use big scientific words
right,
that we'd never heard of before.
Quintillion. He's lifting quintillion tons, which is, you know, 5 trillion tons. Like he can lift. Like his body is so absorbed with the yellow sun that he's basically unstoppable, except for
One of the most funniest feats that Superman has ever done is take the entire galaxy with a chain and move it to another part of the universe. With a chain.
With a chain.
With a chain.
What did he grip it onto?
I don't know. He
the
wrapped
black
it on.
hole in the center. Like what?
No, I think he just wrapped it around his dick and said pull.
Oh yeah, I'm saying the other the other end of the chain.
Right, yeah.
Not-
yanking the crank.
you get the clapping for that?
Yeah, because it's the super dick.
Super dick.
You was waiting to hit that button.
This one. No, not this one. This one. This was the laugh track. The laugh track.
I get the round of applause because
Yeah.
super dick. You know, everybody wants a super dick.
Oh man.
I forget we have that just because we just start talking. We just start talking. I forget about the buttons.
That's right.
You know what I liked as a kid? Plastic Man.
Oh, Plasticman was awesome, bro.
Just this comedy and stuff.
So you know, and it's funny because it was like you had Plastic Man, and let's stick to DC, right? So you got Plastic Man, and then you have Elongated Man.
Elongated Man. Yeah.
Elongated Man, yeah, which is
And-
weird.
Which they use in the Flash.
Right.
Yeah, in the
they,
show.
They used it in the Flash, but
Yeah, he was comedic too.
But there was I can't remember if it was Justice League or Justice League Unlimited when they were like evacuating the city and they had all the C and D list characters pulling security on the outskirts, and you know, like Elongated Man is basically like directing traffic, and he's like, oh, I can do so much more than the other guy. He's sarcastic and he has glasses and you know, and it was like
I'll be back.
there was at one point, I think it was in the episode that John Stewart Green Lantern said, "Oh, we need somebody over here that we need help getting somebody to save someone, but the space is too narrow for us to fit through." And Elongated Man was like, "Finally, it's my time," and then Plastic Man swoops in and steals his thunder.
Oh man, I didn't even know they met, man. It was really funny. It's just funny to see them work together one time.
Yeah, well, I mean, because
like
Plastic Man. Now, Plastic Man is actually, again, based on whoever's writing it, but Plastic Man is, damn near indestructible too. His.
But who do you think would win? What if did they ever have a battle between Plastic Man and Elongated Man?
Oh man, I don't remember. If anyone knows, please comment on the video. Whatever feedback, or if you have any for future episodes, if you want us to discuss something, leave a comment also.
Leave something.
Or write in our Instagram. Cigars, the letter N, Ash. So it's Cigars and Ash. I don't know if they ever did battle each other or show up together in an actual storyline.
Like a banter back and forth between them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, who can stretch the farthest? It's kind of like who's faster.
And like the races.
Yeah.
It was like the racing, but they just see who stretches further. You got about the Wonder Twins.
Jan and Jace.
Yeah, what do you think, man? You think they could they could hold their own, like not in their own movie, but like showing up on a large scale DC a la Endgame style.
You know what? I could see them doing something like that with the uncommon characters against like Suicide Squad.
Okay.
You know, and kind of have like this group of teams are, you know, very OP, but these young kids could, you know,
Because one could turn into elements, and the other
one could turn into elements, the other one could turn into physical elements, or like or physical creatures.
I think creatures. Isn't it?
Yeah,
'Cause
creatures.
it's
One
always-
is elements and one is creatures.
She's always turning into a bucket of water, and he's turning into a bird.
No, he turns into a bucket of water.
Or either way, which
Yeah,
way.
he had the lamer power. He turns into elements. She turned into physical, you know, creatures and stuff, which is crazy.
Not that lame. It's just that he picks lame styles. It's like, I'm going to turn to a bucket of water. Why don't you turn to like a tsunami? You know?
Yeah.
That reminds me. Do you remember that Family Guy episode?
Oh, where they all got their powers.
When Peter Griffin was trying to be one of the Wonder Twins,
Oh.
and he says, he says in shape of
he turns
Jed's tampon,
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
And now we wait.
and now we wait.
Yes, I remember that. He turns
I thought you were talking about when they all got powers and he could shapeshift, and Stewie had the massive telekinetic brain,
Oh man.
and I forgot what.
Peter could shapeshift? Right, yeah.
Yeah, and
Chris could run fast, was it?
right, and
No. Brian could run fast.
Brian could run fast. Chris was something else. I forgot what it was.
It was a super strip?
Oh no, he was like he was
All I know is that Meg's fingernails could
It was-
slightly grow.
right.
Yeah, she was Lady Deathstrike.
Yeah, but if she could only grow her fingers like an inch, she was like,
ow, that really hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not bleeding, but ow.
but ow. No, man. Robot Chicken did the whole thing with the Wonder Twins.
Oh my God, that was
And
hilarious.
They kept her, was it? And they made him into like the receptionist.
Receptionist, because his power was so lame.
Yeah.
Well, if Chris could start fire with his thoughts.
Oh yes, it was. Yeah.
Lois was super strong. Brian was incredible speed. Stewie was the larger head with telekinetic abilities. And Meg can grow or shrink her nails at will. Damn it, Meg.
So yeah, like that. But
Yeah, dude.
it was like,
But I like Plasticman though. I really do like Plasticman. I remember watching his cartoons when I was growing up.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Watching his cartoons growing up, I enjoyed it just because of the comedy too.
Yeah, and he had like one of the coolest powers, where he can legitimately shapeshift into anything.
Anything, right?
See, you were out. I asked him. Did he ever battle Elongated Man?
I can't recall if he did.
Because he was talking about how he's upstaging them and everything,
But-
but
But I remember in Injustice, in the comics, he had a son that would shapeshift or whatever and go against Superman's rebellion, and he did what any father would do, you know, break his son out of jail. But in turn, causing the rebellion, and dude, it was cool because he would shapeshift into different objects, whether it be a mailbox, a chair. He'll shapeshift into a guard with the facial features and all of it, you know. And he just has one of the most dangerous abilities that Superman can't go against. And you know what that is? He can liquefy his body and sit in Superman's lungs, suffocating them.
But
Because
you don't think Superman has the power to just like, you know, not to rephrase a meme, but he can just hop to up and spit him out.
I knew where you was going with
I
that.
mean, sorry, man, it's late, but
You know, you could cough up some phlegm and get rid of him.
to get rid of him.
It's possible, but it was a threat, and he could easily do that. And I think, depending on who would be writing it, you know, would do that. Like, I think Injustice, we had a bunch of great story arcs. I just didn't like the designs of Superman and Batman and the way they like took them and made them like more I don't know, outlandish. The costumes, they look like really really weird. But I digress. with that.
That's right. Yeah. So Elongated Man's power is limited.
Right.
Plastic Man really isn't.
Right, because there's a limit to which Elongated Man can stretch or change his features. He really is only like to flatten himself out and stretch, where Plastic Man can really shift into anything that he can think of.
Okay.
Yeah, they were really
Who
interesting.
would win? All right. Who would win in a fight? Who definitely win in a fight? Would it be Mr. Fantastic or Plastic Man?
I was just gonna say that people actually talk about it.
I would say
in pure
Plastic-
battle,
yeah.
Plastic Man. They said.
Yeah,
But-
I would definitely say Plastic Man, even though Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Fantastic
No prep
it
time.
may be smarter, because he is true life scientist to begin with, and the smartest man in the universe. I think Plastic Man is just so like cunning and like creative that he'll find a way to do something.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. So yeah, exactly what people were saying is, pure battle would be Plastic Man, but knowing Richard Reed using his brain, he has a chance. And Reed actually stretches further than Plastic Man.
That's what she said. Hello.
I don't know. You gotta ask him. You gotta ask the Invisible
Storm.
Girl.
Wait.
You gotta ask Sue.
It wasn't Sue. How you doing?
How you doing?
But yeah, it states here that Mr. Fantastic could stretch further than Plastic Man, appendage wise. So if they have like a bigger dick contest, Mr. Fantastic will win.
Length, not girth.
Like when you have that, I got 1,500 feet.
Length.
I got
not
2
girth.
inches more than you, bitch.
Hey, it works. But that's a good one. I was going to mention that.
Yeah.
You mentioned it. I
Yeah,
was
dude.
looking at it because it looks like Elongated Man and Plastic Man never fought.
Yeah.
So that'd be an interesting fight. One has limitations, but I mean they're basically the same power set.
A similar power set, yeah, but how would you how would you put that battle? Who would think of what to do to the other person to X the other one out?
Again, it all comes to mental contest. It says
Nope,
And, a lot of
it's
people are
what
saying-
Stan Lee said. It's the writer.
it is the writer. You're right. But we got the DC community here, and they're stating again in a physical fight, in a straight up brawl, Plastic Man. But if Elongated Man uses his mind and tries to figure things out, he has a chance. That's what they say. He has a chance to beat Plastic Man. So it looks like
But none of them can come close to Mr. Fantastic.
which one?
Mr. Fantastic.
Not the movie ones, huh?
Oh no. Oh, dude.
Because the last Fantastic Four was a little more gritty because you had the Thing and you had
I fell asleep.
but you had the Thing and Human Torch killing people.
Yeah.
So
they made him into weapons.
They were showing their death counts. Like it was
They
nuts.
were
I mean, the
military
kill counts.
assets. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, who had more kill counts? Was it Thing?
No,
it was Torch.
It was even Torch. Johnny Storm.
Yeah, dude, flamethrower. Come on, man.
Flame
Just like-
on.
The way they did that movie, and Fantastic Four gets a lot of hate when it comes to the movies. You got to remember when they were made. You have the ones that were like 90s, 2000s, right when X-Men and everything was coming out. So it had a certain feel to it. But I like the ones that was set in realism, and that's. Well, maybe next episode we're gonna do a movie by the decades and
By
talk.
decades, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
talk-
my God.
I mean, we watched the '90s unreleased one. We did watch
Yes,
that one.
somehow it showed up in a way that we can watch it because it was never released.
Oh,
It's a pirate's life for me.
I can't say it. I have nothing to say, but I don't want to spoil movies.
Okay, so save that for next episode. And as always,
Keep lighting your stogies. Smoke them if you got them. Catch you next time.